Sport tonight, we catch up with New Zealand amateur match and stroke play champion, golfer Vaughan McCall.
Well, Vaughan, a very busy season since we last spoke to you after the Academy Southland function last year. So the beginning of this year took an injury but recovered in time to play in Australia and play well.
Yeah, had a really good tournament coming back in Lake Macquarie. It was a great experience life-wise as well, and ended up shooting a 63 in one of the rounds to be a course record tied with Jason Day. So that was a fantastic feat, and it was my first ever time going about 9 under, so it's good to know that I've got the ability to go that low. Yeah, that was pretty big for me.
And he's kicked on to have quite a good career, hasn't he? So that's it's promising for you.
Yeah, he's definitely got a pretty good career going at the moment, so following some good footsteps.
So you returned to New Zealand, bit of form, bit of confidence, and took that into the South Island stroke play? Yeah,
I got runner-up at the stroke play, had a pretty good tournament, and the last 9 holes was really intense. Could have gone both ways, just didn't quite take my opportunities, so good experience tournament there, and yeah.
Alright, then we move into, if I get my order right, the SBS tournament, which is a team event here in Southland at home. You would have had high hopes.
Yeah, definitely was getting pumped up in a bit of the media and people's opinions as well. That's fine, adds a bit of pressure, but and didn't quite live up to that expectation. But someone pointed out I had a pretty rough tournament, finished up 18th and 1 under for the 4 rounds. And the manager pointed out, well, hey, look how far you've come in 1 year. You know, last year had a really good tournament and finished about 5 under, to having not such a good tournament and still finishing under par. It's a great feat. So it's good to see how much my game's developed in 12 months. That was really cool.
And golf isn't a game where you can be on top all the time.
Absolutely not. You always have your days, your weeks. So yeah, it was just a bump in the road.
Alright, I think after that, off to the New Zealand stroke play?
Yeah, and went really well there. It was one of those weeks, everything came together, practiced pretty hard up until then on the short game, and the short game paid off, so there was it was a pretty big eye-opener actually, to see all my practice for the whole week leading up to that tournament was on chipping. And my chipping improved by 40%, which is really impressive. A huge move for 1 week. So, yeah, learned a lot from that as well.
At what stage did you think you'd had this tournament won?
I actually never look at the scoreboard, so it was quite interesting. I didn't know until I won until the 72nd hole.
Is that just your strategy? Just concentrate on your own game, don't worry about everyone else?
Yeah, it's just purely controlling the controllables. You know, you want to worry about what you can control and not what everyone else is doing.
Did you feel that you had 4 really good rounds, or did you waver a little bit at any stage? You thought you didn't have that tournament under control?
Definitely in the first round, I wasn't playing to my strengths, and sort of analysed it afterwards after that first round. Said, right, you got to just tone it back and start hitting more fairways, and playing for your strengths, which is fairways hit and then holding the putts with the putter, and that's what I did for the next 3 rounds, and it paid off well.
So that became your finest golfing achievement, that victory?
Yeah, absolutely. That was my biggest feat to date. Yeah.
And what was the reaction to, from the coaching staff, your support team, to that victory after all the work you put in?
Yeah, pretty good. Coach was definitely happy. Alan Rose, he was stoked. Sharpies, yeah. And Jason was pretty pleased as well, Jason McKenzie.
Because it's you're a big, you spend a lot of time working on the mental side, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. With Jason now as well at the Sport Southland Academy, he's helped me so much, and the things that we are doing are just improving each week, so it's going really good.
Any specific areas that you think you've made the biggest improvement on? I mean, psychologically? Controlling
the controllables, what I can control, and also flushing out like if you have a bad shot, leaving it behind, and not taking it to the next shot.
Do you feel the pressure? Did you feel the pressure in the stroke play?
Yeah, absolutely. It was really tight with me and Luke in the last round, and I just managed to keep the pressure on him.
All right, then the PGA. I missed the cut there, but not by much.
Yeah, missed it by 1 shot. I actually played pretty good on the first day, and I was hitting the ball not so good in the second day, and but I was scoring all right, and I was 3 over after 9 holes, and I walked off the 18th green and said, you know, just change your attitude, and I'm sure the score will change with it. And all of a sudden went eagle birdie on 1 and 2 to get back to even par, so that was massive, and made a couple of really awesome up and downs to keep me alive in the game, and then just bogeyed the 8th hole to miss by 1, so second last hole was a bit disappointing, but hey, these things happen.
Was it hard getting down from the high and sort of focusing again from scratch after winning the stroke play? You're on this big, I'm really, in top form, and then coming to the PGA and having to readjust.
Yeah, it was pretty hard. It is hard going week in, week out on top form. So that was pretty difficult, but I still feel I learnt so much. I played with the leading Andrew Martin, who was leading after 3 rounds. It was so impressive watching him for the first 2 days. It was just a learning experience and a great opportunity.
Alright, so you turn up at the stroke play, and the match play I should say, and people don't win that double, not often.
Yeah, no, not often. It was a pretty good one to add to the CV there. My biggest win so far along the career, but it was so good to bounce back after the PGA. To bounce back was pretty big there. I wasn't even actually going to play the amateur, and so I'm glad I went now.
But yeah, you said it's the biggest achievement. Do you rate it higher than the stroke play?
Yeah, yeah, I do. It just goes hand in hand with the stroke play. Basically, calling it the double, it just works well.
And take us through the final. What went through your mind? How did you approach it?
Basically, I was just playing in my own game. There was a few parts where I just said, right, if I can hold this, that's all I can do is control what I can control, and that'll just keep adding pressure, and that's what I want to do, is just add pressure. And he couldn't quite keep up with those pressure I was adding to him.
What about the playing aspect then of your game? What's improved most of the last 12 months? The driving, the chipping, the putting, overall?
The mental game, definitely the biggest one, and that's definitely shown the most shots improved in my game as well. So, and then the chipping also, I used to neglect it a bit in practice, and now I'm doing a lot more short game practice, which is paying off majorly.
Are you able to move the ball around? You get the control off the tee. I mean, we know how important it is to get off to a good start in a hole.
Yeah, I can work the ball pretty well, and my driver's always a pretty solid part of my game, always has been. So, yeah, that's fine.
And if you're sinking 30-foot putts, I imagine that because putting is confidence. That's come along nicely too.
Yeah, definitely. Had the putter rolling the last few weeks, and had 16 from 16 inside 10 feet as well for the last 31 holes. So that was really impressive for me.
It's very clear you know where you want to go. So where are you going in the next 3 months?
I want to get a taste in the UK, and so I'm going there mid-May, and there's 5 tournaments over there, the Scottish, Welsh, English and British amateurs, and St Andrews Links Trophy as well, so I'm really looking forward to them.
Being the New Zealand champion, double champion, are you automatically qualified, or do you have to qualify for those?
No, you basically I get in off a good enough world ranking score, so yeah, that's fine.
So what is your world rank at the moment, amateur?
150. I think I'm 158 actually. Yeah.
It's a fantastic achievement when you consider how many people are playing the game at that competitive level. Yeah,
definitely. Still want to really get inside that top 100, and then working that down, into the top 50 and top 10 sort of stuff. So a long way to go though.
How much have you moved that in the last 12 months, that ranking? Several hundred spots, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. Probably 24 months ago, I was hardly in the top 1,000, so it's come a long way in the last couple of years.